The Great Sandy Desert in Western Australia is a vast tract of land that is hot, arid and forbidding. During the wet season, the thirsty ground quickly soaks up rain. Until 50 or 60 years ago, dark-skinned hunters and gatherers, Aboriginal people, called this place home. They knew the secrets to survival, such as digging for water, harvesting plants and hunting animals for food. This is Jimmy Pike's land and story. Jimmy Pike, whose bush name was Gurundi, was born into this landscape around 1940 and grew up as a hunter. He learned all his skills off the land. As the young Gurundi grew up, he became aware that many of his people were leaving the desert and moving north to live and work for white people on Sherabun Station. He decided to follow. It was a big adventure. He was given trousers and shirts, boots and a hat, and put to work as a stockman. He was also given his new name, Jimmy Pike. He learned to ride a horse, drive a car, and speak a new language, English. In 1967, Australian laws changed, giving Aboriginal people equal wages, rights to vote, and rights to drink alcohol. Along with many other young men, Pike soon started getting into trouble with the law, stealing cars and fighting, eventually landing himself in prison. At Fremantle Prison, he attended school where he learned to read, write and paint. At first, he painted like everyone else, but soon he started applying Western art materials to tell stories about his home and traditions. Many of his paintings were depicted from a stylized aerial view. They were maps of the land with key elements represented by different symbols. He served his parole on the edge of the Great Sandy Desert on a small outstation called Kurlku. Shortly after his release from prison, an English psychologist, Pat Lowe, visited Jimmy at his camp. She had befriended Jimmy in prison. Together, they would write books about the desert and Jimmy's childhood. As Jimmy painted, Pat typed up the stories. Pat and Jimmy fell in love and would spend the rest of their lives together. Jimmy began attending exhibitions of his artwork and became increasingly well known. Desert Designs saw the commercialization of Jimmy's designs into a range of clothing that included t-shirts, ties, scarves, and ski gear. He exhibited all around Australia before travelling to the People's Republic of China, where he showcased his work in an exhibition in Haifa. Not limited to Asia, Jimmy also held 2 exhibitions at the Rebecca Hosack Gallery in London. Soon, Jimmy's work was seen all over the world. In later years, Pike began suffering from health problems, notably diabetes. At the end of his career, Jimmy Pike left behind paintings, prints and textiles that form an invaluable legacy to contemporary Aboriginal art. He is recognised internationally as one of Australia's best landscape artists.